verse number 5. For he established the testimony of Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
Make them known to their who?
That they should make them known to their children.
Right, make it known to your children, read on.
That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children.
Right, so the generation that come might know them. Right? And what is that speaking about? Passover. Huh? Right now, today, a lot of people are celebrating Easter, which is a wicked abomination. Right? But what we're going to talk about is the Passover. First, we're going to touch on Easter. This is a book right here. It's called The Holiday Hustle, Controlling the Black Mind and Finances. That's the name of this book right here. Right? And it speaks about the schemes that America has created, which is with their false idols, their false gods, their false religions, right? Or their false celebrations, or holidays as you would call it, right? So we're going to touch on Easter. Now let me get Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Let's start with that. So first we're going to touch on Easter, the wicked Easter bunny, and Ashtaroth, all these wicked abominations, right? And then we'll close it off with pertaining to Yahushua and the resurrection. Not?
God.
Quick, fast, and easy. Simple math.
Colossians 2 and 8.
Yeah, Colossians 2 and 8.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 2, and verse number 8.
Remember, I have to say con.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Through philosophy and vain deceit, the philosophy of man, and the deception that the white man has created in these times. Read on.
After the tradition of men.
You see? After the tradition of men. What is the tradition of men? Easter. They created Easter to have the Israelites not follow the Most High God. They created Easter from Ishtar. Right? And we're going to get into that as well. Like they say, same thing as they created Halloween or Valentine's Day. And what Esau does, he'll create a wicked holiday and then he'll try to mix it in with somebody that's the Israelite. For example, Valentine's Day, now they try to say is about Saint Valentine's. When Saint Valentine was an Israelite. But in the time of Valentine's Day, it was murder, it was slaughter, it was fornication going on, all type of abominations. Matter of fact, if any of y'all watched the movie The Purge, that was tying in with Valentine's Day. Right? With the killing and the mass slaughter. Same thing as with Christmas. Right? Read on.
After the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world.
Right, after the rudiments of the world, the structure of this world. Read on.
And not after Christ.
And not after Yahushua. So Easter is very funny because they tie that in and say it's about Yahushua's resurrection. That's a damn lie. Yeah. And then they tell you it's about a rabbit, right? And they say the rabbit can lay eggs, which is a damn lie. Right? Or Easter bunny. They say the Easter bunny is laying eggs, which is a lie. And just to show you that real quick, let me get this video. There we go. So this is the first video, Exhibit A, as they would call it. All right, let's get this real quick. If y'all can see the screen, this is a rabbit, right?
Story time about me getting caught.
If y'all can see the screen, this is a rabbit. Now, is a rabbit laying eggs? Right? It's laying bunnies. That's what it's doing. Right? So, let's start with this one. Let's read this one. From the start. And I'm going to put it on the screen so you're able to follow along, just in case y'all can just see the pictures that we're talking about.
Also, bring on Leviticus
11
verse 5.
God.
11 verse 5.
Bring it out.
Colony is unclean. Now it's like you look up definition of colony is like a rabbit.
God. And that's in Deuteronomy chapter 14. Right? In Leviticus chapter 11, it speaks about the foods that's unclean. Right? Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 14. All right, bring it out.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 5.
Whenever I have to say con. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 5.
And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
Right? That's the rabbit. That's the hare. It is unclean unto you. Con? Right? Now let's go to this book, brother.
This is out of the book of the Holiday Hustle. Controlling the Black Mind and Finances by Frank Jordan. Right? So-called Happy Easter, right? Easter is known for its tradition of bunny rabbits.
Right. It's known for its tradition of bunny rabbits, right? You know?
Colored dyed eggs, family gatherings, dressing in really expensive attire to attend church on Sunday.
Right. So it's talking about the bunny rabbits, right? Colored dyed eggs. And these eggs symbolize life, right? That symbolizes the children. So what they do, they dye the eggs with different colors, but the main color they used was red. And that symbolized blood as a blood sacrifice of the child, you know?
Children getting released from school for spring break. But have you ever stopped to ask your question, where did this day originate or come from?
Now check this. Easter, all of this is around the time. It's talking about, right? It's speaking about the children getting released from school and they have what? Spring break, right? What happens during the time of spring break? Not to get explicit. Let's just say a lot of partying, right? A lot of mixing and matching, a lot of fornication. Well, guess what? Ishtar, which they get from Easter, or Ashtaroth, she's known as the goddess of what? Fertility. Right? And that's what fornication. Right? You know? And Esau does all this for a reason. Everything is all set up like that. So what happened? You know what's funny? What happened in spring break? A lot of people get together, and by the time they have a child, hey, that's about 9 months later. And guess what? That's December. What happens around December? December 25th, Christmas. All of these is pagan rituals. Right? Bring it up.
Few people realize that Easter has very little to with the Supreme Being or establishing it as a high holy day in the Bible.
Right. Nowhere in the Bible did the Lord say to celebrate Easter. Right? But let me show you. There is Easter in the Bible. But let's see who's following Easter. Let's get between that. Yeah, Acts 12. But let's start at verse 1.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 12, and verse 1. When everybody got to say con.
Acts chapter 12 and verse 1.
Now, about the time Herod the king.
Right, Herod. Now remember, Herod is an Edomite, right? In Matthew chapter 2, remember, Herod tried to do what? He tried to kill Yahushua. Huh? Now he tried to kill the Son of Man, you know?
Stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church.
Right? Certain of the church. And who are the church? The Israelites. Like in Acts chapter 7. Right? We're the church. Read on.
And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword.
Read on.
And because he saw it, and because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also.
Right. And guess what? These Jews, which are Israelites, they were sellouts. Because they're the type of spirit in these days, they're not going to keep the Passover, but they're going to keep Easter. Right? They're going to be dressing all fly, looking like a damn annihilator. Right? Read on. Instead of wearing their beautiful garments. Right? And beautiful dress like the daughters of Zion. Right? Instead of looking like this. Let me get this real quick, man. Instead of looking like this. Huh? They don't want to look like that. You're like, everybody got time for that. Alright? Instead of looking like this, man. Right? This is how we looking. This is how beautiful our people is dressing, man. For the Passover, opening. We're keeping the commandments of the Most High God the correct way. Esau knows this. So he got to bring the opposition. And in Sirach chapter 33, the Lord says he makes two. One for good, one for evil. And they go against each other. So there's a balance. It's not a coincidence Today's supposed to be the closing Passover on the same day as Easter, but also on the same day as Ramadan. That's the Lord doing that. There's a war, right? Like in that song, there's a war going on outside. Nobody's safe, son. Right? But guess who's safe? Those that's keeping the commandments of the Lord. Huh? And there's a war going on. All right, let me get this picture real quick. There's a war going on, man. And nobody's safe. Like this article says right here. Right? It says, weight of war heavy on and off the battlefield. What is that war speaking about? It's speaking about Ukraine and Russia. But that's white on white crime. What about the war on drugs? Or the wars against the blacks and Hispanics, Native Seminole Indians? That Esau have waged against us for more than 400 years. Right? But the Most High God also got a war as well too. Exodus 15:3, he's a man of war. So even these feast days, the feast days of the Lord is a war against the wicked Edomites and their holidays. And the Muslims. Right? Because the Muslims got Ramadan, which they stole from us. They take all our culture and our holidays, and then they create their own. And we don't get no credit for it. And then they want us to follow them, which is crazy. But once we come back and tap into the core of who we are, we don't need to follow nobody else. Huh? We the originator. We the originals. All right? We don't?
And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Right. Then were the days of what?
Of unleavened bread.
And where do you find that at? Let's get Exodus chapter 12. So in those days of unleavened bread, what is that speaking about? The Passover. Right? Let's get that. Okay. Let's get Exodus chapter 12. Bring it up, you guys.
That's the book of Exodus chapter 12 and verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread.
7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Right? This is a law. Read on.
Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses.
Right. Physically and spiritually. What the Lord will do, he'll sift out. Within a body, within a church or a camp or a house. And there's people that's moved with the spirit of leaven, the Lord will put them out of their house. God? Because we ain't got time for that, man. A little leaven up the whole lump. We all got to be of one mind, one spirit, one body. Right? We all got the mind of one mission. And that's to get to the kingdom, man. God? Read on.
Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day unto the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Right. The Lord ain't messing around. He gave you strict guide laws and rules and regulations to follow. And this is in the beginning of the Bible. This is in Exodus. The second book of the Bible. Right? So now Esau read through our scriptures. He knows this. So in order for him to create his fake holidays, like the saying goes, in order to have a good lie, you got to mix in a little truth. Right? So he'll take what we got and carbon copy it and plagiarize it and remix it and create his own. And make sure he burned our books, our information, so that we don't go back to our source of who we are. They did the same thing in the time of the Greeks. Right? Let's get 1 Maccabees. Just to prove that. Let's get 1 Maccabees chapter 3. Everybody good? No allergies? No more allergies? Come. Most I will. Come. Right? We had to put the kiddies away, you know, because the Israelites came out to play. All right? Let's get 1 Maccabees chapter 3, and let's go straight to verse 48.
That's the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. They brought also the priest's garments.
Right, so hold it right there. The heathens have sought to paint the likeness of our images. Right? And they did what? That's how they also today. Let me get Revelation chapter 11. Let me get verse 8.
This is the book of Revelations chapter 11 and verse 8.
Everybody have to say come.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt,
Right? Read on.
where also our Lord was crucified.
Where also Yahushua was what?
Was crucified.
So part of Yahushua being crucified was speaking about his image. How did he crucify Yahushua's image? Because now today, everyone all over the world think Yahushua was a white man when he was black. Now all of a sudden, everybody's expecting white Jesus to pull up. To where even now is a mental damage amongst our people in our nation, because now they look at the white man like he's God. That's why we got so much hatred towards each other. We'll listen to Esau so quick. When it comes to each other, we got hatred towards each other. We don't want to listen to each other or respect each other or even reverence each other. Huh? Read on.
And they of the people and kindreds of tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right. Our dead bodies be put in graves. Why? What happened? There was an article I just read today, and they said they found 7 boys get hung. Right? 7 boys got hung. Lynch. Right? Read on.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another.
And they shall what?
Send gifts one to another. Because these 2 prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
And that gift one to another is speaking about what? That's Christmas. That gift one to another is speaking about what? The slave trade. Taking us from our place, from Jerusalem, over to West Africa, some coming from England, being put in the ports of West Africa, and then shipped all over the world. By the heathens, by the Edomites, by the Ishmaelites, by the Moabites. Like the Silk Road slave trade. Any of y'all seen that movie show, Marco and Polo? You ever heard about that? Marco Polo? With Genghis Khan? Right? When y'all get a chance, look it up on Netflix. That's speaking about us. The people that build the Great Wall of China, we're talking about, is us. Like in the time of Judges, when the Lord put us in the hands of the Moabites, every nation that gets us, they make sure that we build for them. We build their places, their houses, their buildings, and everything. The Great Wall of China, we built that. We don't get no credit for that. Read on.
And after Salakia, verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
Right, and that's what's happening. That's what's going to happen when Yahushua come back. That's after with the resurrection. Right? Well, let's go back to 1 Maccabees. Let's go to 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 40.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 40.
Whenever I have it, say come.
So they went forth with all their power and came and pitched by Emos in the plain country. And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold.
Right. So they took silver and gold of us. Read on.
Very much with servants. And came into the camp to buy the children of Israel.
To buy who?
The children of Israel.
So these are the nations. They send us around, ship us around as gifts. And now they see us, and now they come, they bring money to come and buy us. Right? That's the Black Friday. Right? They sell us for cheap. We're the ones that's put on the chopping blocks. We're the ones that's sold off left and right for cheap. So other nations can use us as resources. Because we're like gold, we're like silver, we're like diamond. All throughout the pressure that we go through, we don't break. We excel, we shine even more. But nobody else can do that but us. Right? You know?
And came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves. A power also of Syria and the land of the Philistines joined themselves unto them.
So the same Syrians, right? The Assyrians, the ones that put Northern Kingdom in captivity, and then the Philistines that sold us off to the white man, right? You got 2 heathen nations coming against us to buy us as slaves. But now let me get 1 Maccabees 1 and 56.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 56.
Whenever I have it, say con. This precept right here is speaking about them burning our books and our information. Like how they doing even now in China. They're burning the Bibles in China. How they try to do even in California. Why? Because they don't want us to come back to who we are. But it's too late. The Lord just need a remnant. Bring it out, okay?
And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law,
You see, when they have rent in pieces the book of the law, you know,
which they found, they burnt them with fire.
right? They burnt our records. But by the grace of the Lord, they're still here. Because the Lord gave the heathen strong delusion to even believe that the Bible is theirs. To even believe they're the children of Israel. Like Amalek today. But the Lord used that so they could preserve it. So in due time, when he wakes us up, now what happens? We start to come back and connect to that book, which is spiritual. Right? This is our spiritual connection. This is what energizes us. All the problems we're going through, all the curses we're going through, we can go back to this book and find out what's happening. What is the problem and what is the cause of it? And what are the solutions? The answers. Huh? That's why the nations don't want us to come back to this. But it's too late now. The minute one Israelite kept the Passover in America, it's a wrap. The minute one Israelite found out he was an Israelite and kept the Sabbath, it was a wrap. That's it. Now the wheel starts spinning and turning. And America's going to be done. They can't stop this no more. Because the Most High is the one that controls it. God? So they burnt our books, but the Lord had mercy on us. And still preserved them. Preserved the records. Now let's go back to Acts chapter 12.
It's the book of Acts chapter 12 and verse 3. When everybody got it, say God.
Acts chapter 12 and verse 3.
This is the book of Acts chapter 12 and verse 3. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. And when he had apprehended him.
So hold it right there. It says, then were the days of unleavened bread. The days of unleavened bread is speaking about with the Passover. Those are the 7 days. We kept the opening and now we're keeping the closing. But while we're keeping the closing, nothing is a coincidence. Right? Remember, last year Feast of Purim we kept was on the day of Valentine's Day. Right? On that Saturday. The Sunday, which was the next day, was the day of what? It was the Super Bowl. That's not a coincidence. Right? And now what happened? Well, Halloween, day of Samhain, the Lord killed the Rothschild dude on that day. The same day that Migos and all of them was celebrating the Halloween party with that witch. And all of a sudden, one of the Migos ended up dying. Right? The same day when they had Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving, as they would call it. Right? And matter of fact, you even got some brothers here, or probably even sisters. Their birthdays be lining up now with the Sabbaths. Not even knowing it. Or even with the new moon. We had one brother's birthday was on the new moon. And he liked to tee up. Most I said, I got you. You're just going to do it in righteousness. You ain't got to worry about celebrating your birthday. You got another brother's birthday that was on a Passover. Right? Everything is of the Lord. The Lord is looking out for all of us. We just got to understand that. God?
God.
You know? Let me get Numbers 9 and 2.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison.
Right. So he arrested Peter during the time of the Passover. Like we kept telling you, brothers and sisters, Satan is looking for ways to come at us. He's going to try to find a way. The man said, I can't stop this man from gathering for the Passover with everybody else, so I got to put this man in prison. I got to lock him up. Why did he choose Peter? Hold that real quick. And get Luke 22 and verse 31. Luke 22 and verse 31.
That's the book of Luke, chapter 22, and verse 21.
31.
Verse 31. When everybody got it, say Khan. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon.
He's speaking about Peter, you know?
Behold, Satan had desired to have you.
You see? So he's telling Simon Peter, listen, Satan is trying to stop you. He's looking for a way to stop you from coming to the Passover. Like he's doing with us. You already know, man. Man, bruh. Why they say, bruh? Yo, we got stuck in the elevator 40 minutes. Right? Kicked out our Airbnb. Right? Brother lost his nephew in the morning. Why are we trying to get everything set up? Just got the call last night. Not last night, but at that time. Right?
Drove into a ditch.
Drove into a ditch.
How y'all do that?
I'm telling you, man. Yeah. Right? And we still made it to the Passover opening. God? Shit my shack out. Still made it. And each time, there was crazy stuff happening. You're like, man, ain't no way in hell. It gotta be Satan, man. It gotta be Satan, man. Right? There you go. That's that ring. Come. You say come. Read on.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 31. And the Lord says, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan had desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
You see? That's what Satan is trying to do. He's trying to sift you out of this truth. Especially when you acknowledge you're in this truth and you're keeping the laws and commandments of God. He's looking for a way to break you and bring you back into the world in the ways of darkness. Because we all used to be in darkness. Right? We have people that used to be a Muslim, people that used to be a Christian. Right? People used to be a drug dealer, a gangbanger. Right? We all used to live in different lifestyles. But now we're coming in as new creatures. And that's what it means to be in a resurrection of the spirit. Right? We died as that old man, and now we come in as that new man. We died as that old woman, and now we come in as a new woman. God? Read on.
But I have prayed for thee.
You see? That's why you got to be around like-minded people, so that they can keep you in prayer. You had a brother that was sick in the hospital. They're about to get his leg cut off 2 months ago. Right? And we all prayed for him, and a couple of hours later, the brother's all good. That's a blessing. And you damn sure don't want no wicked nigga to be praying for you, man. Right? The Lord might jack you up twice. You think you're going to lose one leg, you're going to lose both now. All because this wicked bastard is like, yeah, God, that's my man's in them, can you save him, bro? Can you save him, God? Well, nigga, if you don't get your ass out of here, man, I'm going to kill him and I'm going to kill you next. Why? Because the Lord despised your feast days. Like Amos 5:21. People today celebrating Easter, which is an abomination. Matter of fact, what about the Feast of Dedication? All of it lined up with Christmas at that time. We kept the Feast of Dedication 8 straight days. Having a beautiful time. Everybody else kept Christmas. And we was like, man, you don't even know. You thought Santa was a problem. Yeah, he's watching you, right? You better not jump. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. The weakest song ever, man. Right? You worry about Santa. Where did they get that from? They stole that from Yahushua. Santa with the reindeer speaking about the horses. Santa in the air flying speaking about the chariots. That's of Yahushua. And him with the all red, that's speaking about what? The all red garment for blood. Yeah. Right. You said what? Yeah, there was a feast day on Thanksgiving. I'm trying to remember which one.
That was dedication.
Feast of dedication.
Yeah, the opening of dedication fell on Thanksgiving. So now you got people on Facebook like, see, y'all celebrating Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
One thing, it was the night before Thanksgiving.
Right.
But we know according to the scriptures, the night is the start of the day. They say, y'all might as well just come over here and cut this ham, man.
Right. Hell no.
Get your
damn Christmas ham. That's what they call it, Christmas ham. But that same Yahushua, right, who they lie talking about Santa, and then he talk about Christ Mass. Right? They find any way to try to flip it and try to mix it and match it, all of that fugazi behind, man. Lying. Right? They say Christ Mass, but it's going to be a massacre, all right? Because when that man come with the all red garment and the sharp sword and the millions of angels, then you're going to find out. And your behind going to be turned to dust. No smoke needed.
But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not.
You see? Like in these times, we got to do the same thing Yahushua did. Pray for those that are weak so that their faith don't fail. We speak about those in the truth. Right? Those that don't want to follow the ways of Yahushua, hey, the blood is off our hands. The Lord ain't here to save everybody. When we was in Egypt, we all came together as a nation. We was all stuck in Egypt together. Right? And the Lord got all of us out of Egypt together. Even the wicked. The Lord got out of Egypt. This second Egypt, the Lord ain't saving no wicked. He's only saving the elect, the righteous, the remnant, like in Zechariah. And the remnant will go through that fire to get tested and proven even more. So Satan's going to come at every one of y'all non-stop because y'all trying to move in righteousness. God? Y'all got to keep strong. This is about being consistent. Coming together, lean upon each other, pray for each other. Move as a family, as a unit, as a gathering. That's how we do it. This is how we show people by letting our light shine. Right? If you're a father and you got sons and daughters, children, bring them around. You ain't got to keep them away. Bring them around. So they can see other kids around and how they move. So they can have their own peers, their own bracket and ages. Right? So your little son or daughter, hey, they can have friends. Israelite kids around them. Right? And this is how we build as a nation, as a family. With the brothers, hey, like-minded brothers, moving the spirit, how about Shemel Shah, keeping the commandments, gather around. Because what happened? That's how you build that structure. Sisters, like-minded sisters, same thing as well. Gather around. Husbands and wives, couples, gather around. Keep the commandments together. This is what a camp and what a church and what a body is. You know?
And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
You see? So Satan is going to try to break you. But as you're able to overcome, and you never know who's praying for you. You might just be thinking, everybody, hey, nobody care about you. Nobody checking up on you. Nah, you never know who's praying for you. Who got your best interests. Right? The Most High only knows. But you got to understand, in these times, Satan's going to try to test you. He tried that with Peter. And he said, as soon as Peter was changed, overcome that task, now he's able to strengthen somebody else. That could be you in a relationship. Right? You could be a man that had a rib and she cheated on you. Right? And you're going to feel a lot of pain, sorrow, misery. You're going to get disappointed. You're going to get furious and mad. But guess what? It's not about you. You take what you learned from that situation and you move on and you're able to teach somebody else when they go through that. Con? We don't got a choice in this. Everything is a lesson. Everything is a learning lesson. Same thing happened with Peter. You could be a drug dealer, killer, gangbanger, whatever. Right? Now you're not living that lifestyle no more. You see somebody else trying to live that lifestyle, you warn them. You tell them the roads. You take this road, you're going to die. You take this road, you're going to survive. You follow me, like I follow Yahushua, guess what? I'm bringing you into the light. Because I used to be part of that darkness, that the Most High got me out of that, into the light. Con? And that's the goal. So Satan tried to get Peter and break him. But Yahushua said, I'm going to strengthen you with prayer. So when it's your time now, you strengthen everybody else. Read on.
And he said unto him, Lord, I am ready to go with thee both into prison and to death.
But guess what? Yahushua understood it wasn't time yet. Time and purpose for all man and woman. Timing is everything. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And with the Most High, hey, these people thinking the Lord's taking his time. Nah, he's right on time. Matter of fact, it's not your time, it's his time. Con? Right? Where would you go?
Con. This is Numbers chapter 9 and verse 3. When everybody has it, say Con. Numbers chapter 9 and verse 3. Alright? This is Numbers chapter 9 and verse 3. In the 14th day of this month at even, ye shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof, shall ye keep it.
Read on.
And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, that they should keep the Passover.
They shall what?
That they should keep the Passover.
So Moses spoke to Israel to keep the Passover. Read on.
And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at even in the wilderness of Sinai.
Right, so they kept the Passover, right? But now let's see this. Let's get John chapter 16, verse 7. Matter of fact, let's get John 1 and 17. We kept the Passover. We ain't keeping no Easter. So while we keeping the Passover, and check this, Moses is going to be in agreement with Yahushua. Because Yahushua was the one that gave Moses the commandment in the mountains.
God.
Bring it out.
This is John chapter 1 and verse 17. For the law was given by Moses.
See, the law was given by Moses to the people. Read on.
But grace and truth came by Yahushua.
But grace and truth came by Yahushua. Moses was the beginning, and Yahushua is the end. Right? Moses is the one that's established it, right? From the forefront. Israel, this is how we got to do this and that. He's getting his orders from the Most High to his son Yahushua. And then Yahushua come in, because remember, Moses is in the Old Testament. Yahushua was there too, but it wasn't time for him to be revealed yet. Until the New Testament, when he came in the flesh of a man. That's Yahushua. And Yahushua also did what? Kept the Passover. Right? But let's see about this wicked Edomite. You got a precept? Come on, bring it up. Acts chapter 12.
This is the book of Acts chapter 12 and verse 4. And when he had apprehended him,
So he arrested Peter. Read on.
he put him in prison.
He did what?
He put him in prison.
Now remember, let's get Revelation chapter 2. Let's get Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. Right? And remember this. Start at verse 9. Remember this. Herod was also known for what? Ruling the Jews. Herod knew the laws of the Jews, the Israelites. He knew our commandments. He even knew the prophecies. So he tried to come in and intercept the prophecies and try to kill Yahushua. Why was that? Give Revelation chapter 2, verse 9.
This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. When everybody has to say Khan. Khan. This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty.
Right, the disciples were going through trials and tribulations, same as we're going through today. Brothers and sisters, we're all going to get tested. Right? You have a brother might try to drive his car, try to come to the Passover or the feast day, car start breaking down, start messing up. But any other day, it was good. Right? You have a sister, she's healthy the whole year. They say, I'm going to the closing of the Passover. Now she gets strep throat. Now she get stomach disease. And like, God damn, what the hell? Right? But any other day, she would have been good. Right? Why? Because it's Satan trying to stop you. That's what's going on. Khan? He'll use any kind of means. Remember, it says Satan works what? 24 hours. 24/7. Right? Read on.
But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
That's Herod. Right? And matter of fact, Herod ain't just the synagogue of Satan. What was he also? Give Revelation chapter 12. Right? Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1.
There's Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1. When everybody has it, say Khan. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Right, that woman is speaking about Israel. Right? The 12 sons speaking about the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? And the sun and the moon under her feet, that's speaking about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's why the Lord said, let your light shine. And like in Genesis chapter 1, the Lord said he made 2 great lights. That's speaking about Israel. Not in Genesis 1, but I'm talking about tying in Revelation chapter 12. Right? We control everything. The whole earth is for us. The sun and the moon, the stars, everything is for us. That's why the Lord likened Israel to the stars. Right? As the sands of the sea. You know?
And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, in pain to be delivered.
And that's speaking about who?
Christ.
God. That's Yahushua. Right? But you know what's very funny about these damn wicked demons and these devils? When it comes to Easter or Semiramis or Ishtar, the people are celebrating Tammuz, the birth of Tammuz. Right? Because they trying to replace that with who? Yahushua. Same thing as Nimrod ties in with the Babylonian figures. It can be with Satan or Santa Claus. That same Nimrod, the male figure, they'll tie in with Semiramis, the woman. Right? Or the mother goddess. Same one that's called Diana. Right? And that's all heathen paganistic customs. But this is a son and a mother coming together to have a child, and that child was Tammuz. So what the heathens done is same thing with Joseph and Mary. They come together, and then the child that they have is Yahushua. That's what the heathens have done with Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. Same type of thing. That's their Trinity. Esau created that Trinity doctrine to try to lead us astray. Huh? Read on.
Verse 3, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
You see, that great red dragon is Herod. Right? And Herod was trying to do what? He was trying to destroy Yahweh Shai. He was trying to kill him. Right? Drop that. Go back to what you Revelation 2 and 10.
Because Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
That's what Herod did to Peter. He put him in prison around what time? During the Passover. He tried to stop Peter from keeping the Passover. But what was Herod keeping for himself, for his nation? All right, bring it out. Acts chapter 12.
This is the book of Acts chapter 12, and I will start at verse 4.
Come.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him for a quarter of quaternions of soldiers to keep him.
Right. So he brought a couple of, a specific amount of soldiers to make sure to hold down Peter, right? And make sure he don't escape out of prison, right? And that can symbolize these demons, right? Demons jumping on people. People trying to mess with you, trying to mess with your spirit during the Passover. Read on.
Intending after Easter.
You see? He intended after what?
After Easter.
So check this. This damn devil, he want to stop us from keeping our feast day given to us by Yahweh Shai while he's keeping his feast day. While he's keeping his holiday. Right? While Esau's keeping his Christmas, his Halloween, his Thanksgiving. Right? And making sure everybody get a break on those days. Why? Because he's sacrificing unto pagan gods. Unto Satan. So he don't want us to keep our feast days. But he want to still keep his. Right? We kept our Passover and he kept his Easter. We don't?
It's a lot here. I got a quick thing right here. Because people, Easter, this term Easter is really not supposed to be up in the scriptures at all. Right? So I'm going to go to the Strong's Concordance real quick. Right? Acts chapter 12 and verse 4. In the Strong's Concordance, right? Now, that word for Easter is Strong's G3957. And the word for that is Pascha, right? In the Paleo Hebrew, that would be Pesach. And that's Passover. Nowhere up in this Bible is it supposed to say no damn Easter. It's supposed to say Passover, right? So just like today is the ending of Passover and Easter is flipping in, it's the same day. I believe at the same time it was like that back then. They had their feast day on the same day as ours, man. But it's not supposed to be up in this book because we didn't celebrate that.
And that's why it says you got to do a diligent search, right? Study to show yourself approved. But that's the trickery of Esau, right? Let's finish that book right there.
This is out of the Holiday Hustle, Controlling the Black Mind and Finances. Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex.
See, the Babylonian goddess, right? Remember, we was put in Babylon, right? And we was forced to follow their customs, you know?
Her symbols, for example, the egg and bunny, were and still are fertility and sex symbols. Or did you actually think eggs and bunnies had anything to do with the resurrection?
Right. It says the eggs and bunnies was symbolized as sex symbols. Right? Like the infamous Playboy. Right? That's the symbologies about it. Fertility. Read on.
I also have a question for you. How many times have anyone witnessed or seen a bunny rabbit lay an egg?
And we just had that video about the bunnies. They wasn't laying no eggs. You know?
Unless it's an animated cartoon or the magic of a or the magic of a Hollywood movie, the answer to that would be never.
Right. You know?
Why the answer is quite simple. Real life male and female rabbits produce baby rabbits, not eggs. So the very next question that should come to mind is where? And why is this day promoted as such? And where did it come from? Ishtar, which is pronounced Easter, or in the German Estra.
Right. Jump to the next page. That page right there. Right? So when it's talking about Ishtar, if y'all can see the screen, this is what they're talking about. And it is a flagrant abomination. Right? This is what they're talking about. Yeah, it looks sick. This is what they're talking about. Yeah. Weird as hell. Read on.
Time. Modern day honor and the worshiping of Easter originated from the sunrise pagan worship and the festival honoring Ishtar. Ishtar was also called Heaven of Salakia. Ishtar was called Queen of Heaven.
She was called what?
Queen of Heaven.
So, for example, when they have Mother's Day, right? And they say you celebrated Mother's Day and all this stuff, my black queen, all of this stuff, the black woman is God, that all ties in with Ishtar. It's that Queen of Heaven. But who's the one that rules the heaven? The Most High. Khan? Read on.
The early pagan practices and belief about Ishtar and the resurrection prepared the world for the religious apostasy which would occur after the time of Christ. The pagans believed in a God that was resurrected each spring on Easter.
Right. So this is what the pagans believe. In a God that was resurrected on Easter. You know?
Come. A day which was dedicated to Ishtar, the mother goddess.
You see? The mother goddess. So this is the heathen's customs. This is not ours. Huh? And guess what? Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 32. In verse 17. The Lord never said in the Bible that he has a wife as a goddess. Now he's supposed to worship. Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 17.
When everybody got it, say Khan. Khan. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils.
You see, they what?
They sacrificed unto devils.
They sacrificed unto devils, you know?
Not God. To gods whom they knew not. To gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
You see? They sacrificed unto these devils, these pagan gods that we didn't know about. Because we kept the commandments of the Most High God. But what started to happen? Our people start to be like the heathens. Right? Okay. Right? And check this. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 16.
God. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 16. When everybody got it?
Come.
Say Khan.
When anybody got it, say con. Jeremiah 7 and 16. Let me show you something with this real quick. You know?
The Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 16. Therefore, pray not thou for this people.
So the Lord said, don't pray for this specific people. Let's see why. You know?
Neither lift up cry nor prayer for them. Neither make intercession for to me, for I will not hear thee.
Why the Lord ain't going to hear your prayer if you're trying to pray for the wicked? Because they're celebrating Easter, and you're warning them and telling them you're supposed to be celebrating the Passover, but they spit in your face. They don't care. It's not really them spit in your face. They're spitting in the face of the Lord. They know there's a better option, but they don't give a damn. Right? So now, while they celebrating Easter, jump to verse 18.
Verse 18. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire.
So the children gather wood. That wood can tie in with Christmas, the tree. Right? And the fathers kindle the fire, you know?
And the women knead their dough.
Right, they need the dough for the bread. But all this is for what? Read on.
That's a fire person. And the women knead their dough to make cakes, to put the queen of heaven
to wait, hold on. So they bring the wood, they bring the fire, and they make the cookies, right? And the cakes and all of this stuff. But they're sacrificing it for who? The queen
of heaven.
All this is for Ishtar. So they're not doing this for Yahweh Shemel Shai.
So it said that they gather wood. So that's for the tree. And it says the Father kindled the fire. Right? That's them wrapping that tree. Decking it with silver and with gold. Like Jeremiah 10 and 1 on down says. Right? And the women knead their dough, right, to make cakes. That's the cookies.
And you know what's profound about this precept right here? The whole household is in on it. The father is carrying the damn wood for the fire. The children is gathering the wood. So the children is in on it. The father's burning the wood. And then the wife or the mother's at the house making the dough, the cookie, or the cakes. So the whole house is following Ishtar. That's the whole household, keeping Easter. They ain't keeping no Passover though. That's why we got to trade up a child the way they shall go. By bringing back the family household instruction. By watching the children, watching the father and the parents keeping the Passover. And now they got somebody they could look at. They could follow. They could copy after. Right? And follow in their steps. What we doing right now, this ain't a light thing. Your kids will remember these moments like this. How the parents came in and gathered amongst each other, listening to the scriptures, dressed in beautiful, modest apparel and everything. Right? Eating some good food. Right? They're getting fed spiritually and also physically. This is how you build a nation. It starts right here. Khan? You on?
To pour out drink offerings unto other gods.
Oh, so they buying them drinks now too. All of this is for the queen of heaven, which is Ishtar, which is Easter.
That's that milk.
That's that milk. For Santa, right?
Milk and cookies.
The milk and cookies, huh? Right? Late night, you got a fat man coming in, trying to stick this way into the damn roof and the chimney. Comes in, and then they got the commercials. Right? And then you see the cookies and the milk, and like, oh, I'm going to give him an extra present. Right? And what is that extra present? He's going to snatch your children. That's what they had with Santa Claus. He would come in with the Grinch, and they would do what? They would snatch the children, put them in a bag, and take them away. And that was the naughty children. What is that tying in with? Pedophilia. Epstein Island. Sex trafficking. The same thing. Kidnapping the children. And it's all tying with Easter. Because remember I said about the eggs? And the color of the eggs is blood. The eggs represents the children. It's a blood sacrifice. Right? And that's with the adrenochrome. With the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, with the adrenochrome. They're taking these children and committing all different type of wicked acts. Matter of fact, the Catholic priests. All these cases they got pedophilia. With the children. It's the same exact thing. That's why speaking about the church, what church are you gathering with? Are you bringing your children to the church where the white man is at with the Catholic priests? Where you got to be worried they're going to kidnap your child or do some type of weird stuff for your children? Or you going to bring your children with the Israelites to keep the commandments of God? Khan? You doing?
That they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger, saith the Lord? Do they provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces?
You see, to the confusion of their own faces. They don't understand. They're looking at us confused. What is that? What are you wearing? What is this on your part? What are these? What are those? Right? They're looking confused at how we dressing. Is this for a movie? Is this for a wedding? No, this is our customs. This is how we're supposed to be looking, man. Huh? You know?
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn, and shall not be quenched.
So the Lord is furious and pissed off because our people celebrating Easter. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 44. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 4.
Okay. Let's get real quick. Right, let's get Amos chapter 5 verse 21. Real quick. All right.
5 and 21.
Yes.
5, hate your feet. 44.
Amos chapter 5 verse 21, right? Because as we was reading, they wanna celebrate the Easter. They wanna make all this time to celebrate and put things together for Ishtar, right? And they don't really have the right mindset. But in a way, they're provoking the Most High God to anger, right? So this Amos chapter 5 verse 21, right? This is the Most High speaking, right? I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies, right? So that's why the Most High God is provoked to anger, right? Because he hates their solemn feast days. Not only are they just, getting the eggs out, right? Trying to have an Easter egg hunt, but they also have a feast day on that day, right? All types of ham, right? All types of pork, right? You might have one of the sisters cooking up some shrimp, right? You're having the crab legs or something, man.
Right.
Seafood boil. Right, man. All types of abominations. The Most High God not trying to smell up those things, man. And what happens after that? What type of consequences come with that? Right? Grandmama might not be feeling good after the feast. Your uncle probably having heart problems now. Right? Your uncle probably driving down the street. He ended up getting in a car crash, man. Right? Because you provoked the Most High God to anger. Right?
I was in Walmart and this lady was like, Happy Easter. I said, well, I don't celebrate Easter, I celebrate Passover. She was like, oh, well, at least you were honest about it. Well, what did that mean?
Right.
I was honest about it.
Because it's going to come upon a time where you say that and it's going to be a big problem, right? It's going to come upon a time where you want to celebrate these feast days, right? They're going to throw you in prison. Right? In China, they already, right? I was bringing out how they burn the Bible. They also throwing people in prison if they catch you reading the Bible. It's only a matter of time when it comes to America.
And another thing in China with that Bible, they replacing Jesus. They're saying that he's sinned a lot. They putting that in the Bible.
It's Salakia. One of the brothers, his name is Andrew. He be on Clubhouse, right? He's from the UK. His brother is in Japan. He said his brother is on the run. He has constant communication with his brother. His brother's on the run over there, right? Because they got their fringes on. Now he kind of got to tuck him in to save his life. You know what I'm saying? He's traveling on foot. He's trying to get up out of there. Those times are coming to America. There's going to come a time where, again, just like up in 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 6 on down, that you cannot profess yourself a Jew. We already seeing what's going on up in Jerusalem. They just beat a Muslim man today, an Arab man, for his own religion. That's his religion. Let him have his religion, right? Especially up in this wicked world where they say under God, what they say, invisible, indivisible, and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, right? Shoot, the so-called Jewish man stands for those same principles over there. But don't let you mention Christ over there, because they don't get down with Christ over there, right? They Jewish with no Christ, right? They got their own term for it. I forgot what the term is called, but they not getting down with Christ over there. And that's a white Christ that they not getting. Let it be a black Christ. Oh, you finished. They only beat that man. He gonna hang you, stone you, do whatever you need to do to you, right? To get that up out of the younger people here, right?
Somebody says
like you guys said, the Most High is angry with your peace. This morning, I allowed my cousin to stay there with her children, and I asked them certain things. Saturdays no cooking, don't celebrate these holidays and birthdays in my house. And today I woke up to the kids Easter hunting in my house.
Wow.
And I was pissed because I told them, this is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and you guys are bringing this folly into my house. And now, I was just texting her. She left her key at the house, and now she ain't got nowhere to stay tonight. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, I know what to say.
Lord.
Judgment.
All praises.
Yeah, all praises.
That's the Lord doing that. Yeah, the Lord kicked her right out. Did it for you. Right? Hey, she ain't got the keys now.
Defiled that man's household, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And this going to show it as well. Let's get Jeremiah 44 in verse 4.
This is a book of Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 4. When everybody got it, say God. says, how?
This one is funny. This one is funny. It's going to basically line up with what you just said that with that. Literally.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 44, verse 4. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants and prophets, rising early.
Doing what?
Rising early.
Rising early in the morning. Doing what?
And sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate.
And what did Dawood just say?
Do not this abominable thing that I hate.
And that's what? Easter. Right. So he's waking up in the morning like, yo, don't do this, man. Right?
They tried to be slick and do it in the morning while I was asleep.
Right. And you know what's funny? The same thing as how they rise up in the morning, same thing with us. Like in Maccabees, we woke up in the morning and celebrated the Feast of Dedication. In the morning. Right? Let's get that real quick. Let's get First Maccabees. Yeah, we're going to go right back to that. All right? Let's just prove that real quick. We're going to go right back to that. Let me see. 4 in verse 15. Go to 15 first.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 15.
No, First Maccabees.
First Maccabees.
What you got in 16? What you got now?
Verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
That's a cut. That's Second Maccabees. Second Maccabees.
Second Maccabees, chapter 4, and verse 15.
Good. The Lord threw that cut in there.
Hey, it's more on that too.
Good.
It says, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them.
Yeah, sore calamity. Can't get back in the house now. Your ass got to suffer now. God. Read on.
For they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things.
You see, they followed the customs of the heathen of Easter so earnestly, they was willing to wake up in the morning. Early. Like we was telling the elder in opening Passover. Right. When it comes to the words of the Most High, you don't want to wake up and do the work of the Lord. But when Esau say it, you're going to do it. Right? Esau tell you to wake up 7 a.m. You know, kids, you must get to school at 7 a.m. You're there immediately. You right at the door of the school building at 6:45. Right? But when your parents tell you to go to sleep, your ass is up 10 hours straight. But your white teacher, right? Miss Villafane, right? Or Miss Van Brunt tell you to be there 7 a.m. in the morning, you there. You know? That's it on that, right? Yeah, get the other one. First Maccabees chapter 4. And go to verse 24.
That's the book of First Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 24. When everybody got it, say God. After this, they went home and sung a song of thanksgiving.
Well, hold up. They sang a song of what?
Of thanksgiving.
You see how wicked these devils are? They took our feast days, our celebrations, what we was doing, and then they flipped it. To where now Esau, when it comes to Thanksgiving, right, it's him slaughtering Native and Seminole Indians, the Pequot Massacre, and celebrating it, chopping our Northern Kingdom heads off, and kicking them around the floor. And now they got a game after that that's called today, world-renowned and famous, called soccer. Everything this Edomite does is used to mock us. And he'll create holidays after it, celebrations after it, of us getting destroyed. That's why we got the Passover. The Lord says a memorial forever. When he brought death and destruction to the heathens, man, and their firstborns. Why he destroying the firstborns of the heathens? He's raising up the firstborns of our children in righteousness. God. You know?
After this, they went home and sung a song of thanksgiving and praised the Lord of heaven, because it is good, because this mercy endureth forever.
You see, the mercy endureth forever. And keeping the feast days is good. Keeping the Passover is a blessing. Right? Jump all the way to verse 54.
Verse 54.
Let's lock it. Verse 52.
Verse 52. Now, on the 5 and 20th day of the 9th month.
You see? The 25th day of the 9th month. But you think it's a coincidence on December 25th, now they want to celebrate Christmas? But on the 25th of the 9th month, we don't.
Which is called the month of Keslu, in the 148th year. they rose up betimes in the morning.
You see, our people rose up in the morning to keep what? The Feast of Dedication. Go ahead, King.
So there, that 9th month would be the December of this.
It'll be because remember, December symbolized with Deca. Deca is like decimal or what do you call it? October, November. November is 9. November is the 9th month, right? It's supposed to be 9. Octo is for 8, right? 9 for November. December is supposed to be 10th, right? You know.
And offer sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made.
Right? And what was that sacrifice they made? Jump to verse 59.
Verse 59. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days from the 25th day of the month Keslu with mirth and gladness.
Right, so that's the feast of dedication they kept. Wake up in the morning, keep the feast day of the Lord. God?
God.
But who also kept the feast of dedication? Get John 10 and 22. And then we go back to Jeremiah 44. So the Lord is not a hypocrite. Everything he told us to do, he kept. He kept the Passover and he kept the feast of dedication. Right? Bring it up.
This is the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 22. And everybody can say God. And it was at Jerusalem.
At Jerusalem, the Holy Land, read on.
The feast of the dedication.
The feast of the dedication, read on.
And it was winter.
And it was what?
And it was winter.
And that shows you, it aligns with the season and the appointed time. Feast of dedication is supposed to be celebrated around time the what? The winter. Read on.
And Yahushua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
Now, why would Yahushua walk into the church or the temple on the Feast of Dedication? Because he was keeping it. God? He's not a hypocrite. He kept the Passover and he kept the Feast of Dedication. Right. But people want to keep Christmas and they want to keep what do you call it? Easter and Valentine's Day. Every other thing under the sun pertains to the white man, but they don't want to keep the Most High God feast. Bring it up.
All right, this is Mark chapter 7 and verse 7. This goes along with what Alk was just talking about, right? This is Mark chapter 7 and verse... I'm going to start in verse 8. For laying aside the commandments of God...
Right, laying aside the commandments of God. We don't got to keep the Passover, man. Man, to hell with that, man. That's the Jews right there. That's their feast day. That's their holiday. That's the Jewish spirit in Israel. Read on.
He hold the tradition of men.
See? He hold the tradition of men. Christmas, Halloween... Thanksgiving, right? Valentine's Day, right? All these different abominations, right? Let's go to Jeremiah 44 and 4.
So Jeremiah chapter 44 verse 4. Howbeit I said unto you, all my servants and prophets rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate.
We tell them don't keep Easter. That's an abomination. You know?
But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness.
Right. They don't want to hear it. We tell them don't keep Easter. And we're like, hey, keep the Passover. They say, hell no. Oh, hell to the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Right? Why? Because they messed up. Their pastor already taught them lies. They already got their damn Easter suit going on. They got their damn gaiters already. Right? Shining the boots and everything. They chilling. They already got their damn Halloween ham or holiday ham set up. They don't want to hear a damn thing. Right? Read on.
To burn no incense unto other gods.
See? Don't burn them incense unto Ishtar, the sage and everything, but instead burn frankincense and myrrh on the Passover. God? Read on.
Wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth.
Now look what happens. Jump to verse 17 now.
Verse 17. But
verse 16.
Verse 16. As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will now hearken unto thee.
So listen. Jeremiah told them not to do this, and they said, listen, we know the Lord sent you. We don't give a damn. We still gonna keep the Easter. That's crazy. Read on.
But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth.
Read that again. They said, what?
But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth.
They said, we're going to make sure, we're going to double down on what we're saying. We're going to make sure we're keeping this Easter. Matter of fact, since you told you're supposed to keep Passover, to hell with Passover. We're going to keep this Easter now. right? You talking about the bunny is gonna lay eggs? The hell with that. We're gonna get us a damn Easter bunny and buy the eggs from the chicken, and we're gonna lie and say the bunny laid the egg. Right? You wanna talk about us wearing garments and fringes? To hell with that. We're gonna spit on y'all garments, and we're gonna go buy some damn $10 cheap suits. Right? From the goddamn cheap discount store. Right? Read on.
To burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her.
And they said, we're going to get drunk. We're going to get lit. But guess what? Why they getting drunk and lit on the time of Easter, lining up with spring break, now they having what? Orgies. Right? And that's the spirit of Diana, the fertility goddess. So now they having orgies, and now they sleep with all different type of people, having children. They don't even know who's the father. Read on.
And to pour out drink offerings unto her. And
see, pour out drink offerings unto her. Semiramis, Ishtar. To that freak that I showed you on the damn screen. Read on.
As we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes in the city of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, for then we had plenty of victuals and were well and saw no evil.
You see, and they look, God damn. Yo. That's why the Lord got to kill him. That's why the Lord said, don't pray for these people. Even though you try to help them, listen, their mind is already seared. It's already seared. You got a brother at the corner talking about, hey, we don't need nobody to help us around here, man. A lot of us already sold our soul to Satan. We hear y'all. We y'all talk about God and everything, Israelite, Yahweh, all this stuff. We hear all of that. But look, man, we ain't got time for none of that. You got some of them even trying to threaten us. Wicked ass nigga telling us right in front of our face, hey, you willing to die for this shit?
Right.
Just because we told him he got to repent and keep the commandments. He threatened us, so why you willing to die for this? And we said, you damn right.
God.
You damn right. And guess what happened next week after that? That's when that shootout happened. That's when y'all pulled up.
God.
Yeah, the week before that, because he threatened us.
God.
And we like, yo, bro, the cop could come here and lock this whole joint down. You can't say nothing. You talking about this is your block and no, it is. This ain't your block. Matter of fact, this is our block.
God.
And we was talking. We was talking that crap. It was very how about Shimon shot, and the Lord proved us the next week.
And to this very day.
To this very day.
Because when we come outside, the whole block clears.
The whole block clears. Right? And now,
79?
yeah, 7th Cottage, the one they call Murder's Row.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, the reason why the whole block clears, because when that shootout happens, guess who ran? The same niggas that was threatening us talking about you want to die for this. Well, obviously you not.
They talking about they patrol those streets.
Right, you patrol the streets. Doing
Police
what?
in the streets.
Police in the streets doing what? Snitching?
Right.
Selling drugs? Right? But this is what happens when you move in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You move bold. Huh?
This is Joshua chapter 24, in verse number 19. And Joshua said unto the people, ye cannot serve the Lord, for he is an holy God. He is a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgressions nor your sins.
Right, he won't forgive your transgressions and sins.
God, so Joshua knew that there was still a wicked of Israel that wanted to serve other gods. So he's like, no, y'all can't serve the Lord. He's a holy God. Right? He's not like all these other false gods that y'all trying to portray, right? Verse 20. For ye forsake the Lord and serve strange gods. Then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you after that he have done you good. Right? So if our people continue to celebrate these strange gods, they trying to celebrate these folly days, right? Hey, the Most High God gonna do them hurt. Right? I was just talking to a brother right before coming here. He said it's been a shootout on 52nd. All because, hey, it's Easter, man. And our people want to just throw away the commandments of the Most High, and they want to keep the commandments of men, which is Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Father's Day, Mother's Day, all of the above. Right? So the Most High God said he's going to do you hurt if you continue to walk in the ways of this world and serve strange gods instead of serving him.
We're going to finish that on the other book. We'll just keep reading. So they sacrificed to the Queen of Heaven, right? Who's Ishtar, you know? That book.
God. The early pagan practices and beliefs about Ishtar, the resurrection, prepared the world for the religious practices which would occur after the time of Christ. The pagan believed in a God that was resurrected each spring on Easter, a day which was dedicated to Ishtar, the mother goddess.
Right, so Easter was dedicated to the heathen mother goddess Ishtar, not to Yahushua. Read on.
She was also called the Queen of Heaven.
And she was also called the Queen of Heaven. She had different names and titles. That's why I kind of throw people around, not knowing you celebrating the same person. They just call them a different name. You're celebrating the same paganistic customs, you know?
And supposedly interceded with the gods on behalf of humankind. This precise belief has been applied to Mary by the Roman Catholic Church.
Whoa, this same belief applied to who?
Applied to Mary by the Roman Catholic Church.
So now they call Mary what? The Queen of Heaven, right? Mother Mary, Saint Mary. They tie in all of this in to have you even worship the woman now. Not even knowing this is an abomination. Read on.
And has no basis or relevance to the Bible whatsoever.
See, it has no connection with the Bible. This is what the Romans and the Catholics have started. So now they celebrate the Mother's Day, right? You had a woman telling Christ, "Hey, blessed is the woman, the mother that bless you." Christ said, "Oh, nah. Hey," he said, "Hey, blessed is the one that keep the commandments." That's what it is. Keep the commandments, because Yahushua kept the commandments. Huh? You know?
Easter did not originate for the sole purpose of celebrating Christ.
You see, it wasn't for celebrating Christ, you know?
But rather for the purpose of worshiping the mother goddess Ishtar.
You see? So they finagle and finessed it inside it to mix it in it. For example, with Ramadan, right? That's speaking about Islam, Ishmael. So-called Prophet Muhammad, who's not a damn prophet, right? But he sure as hell getting a profit off of our people, robbing and spoiling them, a damn camel driver. He mixed himself into the Bible, into the prophecies. Because he knew about our book, because he was following the Israelites. They was giving him information. They didn't know he was going to steal our nationality or religion and create his own book and doctrine. So he took some of what we got and mixed himself into the prophecy. So now, instead of our people praying 3 times a day, he has his people now praying 5 times a day, the Muslims. So Israel facing Jerusalem, praying to Jerusalem. Now he got his people facing the east and praying to Mecca, right? And us, we're keeping a Day of Atonement. Now he creates something called Ramadan, which is a day of fasting for a whole month. We did it for 1 day. He did it for a whole month. The Day of Pentecost, which belongs to us, he created something for the Muslims called the Night of Power, right? Where they lie and say that Allah brought down the Quran for the Muslims. So he took everything that we did and remixed it, and then now, when it comes to Yahushua being the Son of God and a prophet in all things and the King of Israel, now Muhammad, which is an Ishmaelite, comes in and says it's only Muhammad. He's the prophet, right? They even say when Christ come back and all the Israelites come back, they all got to bow down to Muhammad. He's the Mahdi. That's what they say. That's all abominations. You got a question?
Yeah, when you said that, it reminded me of this series that I watch. It's like a very long series. It's called Resurrection Earthra. It's about they're not Jews. What do you call them? They're not Jews. You just mentioned it.
Well, Muslims?
Muslim.
Yeah.
They're Muslim. But everything they did seemed like it was us doing it, but just being Muslim. They wear the female wear the hats and things on their head, and then they pray to the east with their hand like this. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it because it's like biblical things. So I like to watch something like that, but it was like very, very long, and everything that you just said they was doing it. Like they was the more righteous people.
Yeah, because everybody want to be us except for us. Everybody want to be us except for us. And that's the problem. Right?
Yeah, it's lucky. That kind of sounds like something out of Babylon or Timbuktu, where where Muhammad went around the Israelites and kind of tried to steal everything from them, how they moved and everything. Right? We're praying towards the east, praying, right? We prayed three times, he added on 2 more, not eating the pork, right? The women putting on their hair and the men looking, how they are. They stole everything from us and he just made it a religion.
And then what they were doing, they go around the whole world conquering land and take the land and set up their people in the land.
And that's what Farrakhan does. With all that money he has, he definitely takes up land and he makes it where that's where the Muslims can go and they can do whatever they want. Like when we went to the Winchester Arena, they told us they bought the block. So, and the police was working for them that whole time. So we ain't had no say so in anything. Right? They said they bought up the block, and they had Muslims all up and down the block. Right? So yeah, the Muslims they definitely got it like that. They got some pull, even with Esau. Esau is proud to work for the Muslims because he knows that the Muslims are helping the Edomites, right? They're helping them destroy us, right? Trying to bring in a lot of our brothers and sisters to do religions instead of coming back to their true nationality.
Con. And we about to close out the topic pertaining to the past pertaining to Easter. Let me get Acts chapter 19.
That's the book of Acts chapter 19 and verse 24. When everybody got it, say con.
19.
Con. Acts 19 and 24. Right? And Daniel, let me get Revelation chapter 2. One of the situations that was going on in the churches was that there was women that was coming into the camps of the churches, and they was pushing that the woman's rights type of movements. I forgot the word for it. Feminist, yeah, it was pushing that feminist movement within the churches. That's why in 1 Timothy, when it's talking about a woman shall not usurp the authority of a man, because these sisters or these women was moving in that same spirit as Miriam. When she tried to usurp authority over Moses, they was moving in that same spirit. Why? Because they was following stuff like this. Acts chapter 19.
This is the book of Acts chapter 19 and verse 24. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith,
34.
Verse 34. This is Acts chapter 19 and verse 34. But when they knew that he was a Jew, all with one voice about the space of 2 hours cried out, "Great is Diana of the Ephesians."
Great is what?
Diana of the Ephesians.
So when the church of Ephesus knew that Paul was a Jew, they said all praises to Diana of Ephesians. Do you know who was Diana? That was Ishtar. The same one, the Queen of Heaven. So they was praising Ishtar with a different name, right? And it was uplifting her. So Paul was rebuking that camp in that church like, yo, y'all uplifting this heathen paganistic goddess instead of keeping the commandments of Yahweh Hashem Rishai. And then that also tie in with what? Let's get Revelation chapter 2. Yahweh Shah was fed up as well too. Bringing in all different type of doctrines into the camp, into the churches. And it was bringing in that the doctrine of the Queen of Heaven, of Ishtar or Ashtaroth. Right? Drop that real quick. Let's get 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 10. Right? And you bring what you got. Yeah, 1 Samuel chapter 12 verse 10. And let's get Revelation chapter 2. Let's go to verse. Let's go to verse 20.
This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 20. When everybody has it, say this is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 20. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophet.
The same way how Miriam was doing the same thing, read on.
To teach and to seduce my servants.
You see, like the Queen of Heaven in that customs, read on.
To commit fornication.
To do what?
To commit fornication.
And that's what you get with Semiramis, with Ishtar, or Easter, right? Or Ashtaroth, pertaining to what? Fornication, tying into what? The goddess of what? Fertility. Like with spring break. Like with the Easter bunny. and the eggs. All that ties in the same thing. Read on.
And to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Like ham. That's all sacrificed unto idols. Or even eating any food that's on the day of Easter. That you follow Easter. If your family members is keeping Easter, don't eat none of the food that they're making. God? And that's sacrificed unto idols. They keeping Thanksgiving, don't eat none of the food. Christmas, don't eat none of the food that they're making. Right? Drop that. Bring what you got.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 10. And they cried unto the Lord and said, we have sinned.
You see, we have sinned, read on.
Because we have forsaken the Lord and have served Balaam.
You see, Balaam, Baal, Satan, read on.
And Ashtaroth.
And what?
And Ashtaroth.
You see, that's Ishtar, the same one. The same one again. Read on.
But now deliver us out of the hand of our enemies.
You see? Now our people is praying to the Lord, get us out of this situation. But how do we get deliverance? By repenting and keeping the Passover now. Con? Read on.
And we will serve thee.
You see? Get us out of this situation. We're going to repent, change our ways. We'll give up on the wicked American holidays. And now we will serve you in keeping the commandments of the Most High. Con?
Okay.
Let me get Matthew chapter 28 and verse 1. All right, that was just a quick topic pertaining to Easter. We're not supposed to be following that. That's an abomination. We celebrate that, Tammuz, all these different abominations. Right? We're not going to keep that. We're going to keep the Passover. Huh? Bring it out.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 28 and verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene.
Right? On the end of the Sabbath, right? The end of the Sabbath is what? Saturday, sundown. Right? Mary Magdalene. Or like you said, Mary had a little one. Right? Read on.
And the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
So there's two Marys. Right? Read on.
And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from the heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it.
Read on.
His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow.
So this is an angel, right, who had the strength and the power to remove the big giant rock that was put in the door in the gates of that cave. That was like a sepulchre. Read on.
And for fear of him, the keepers did shake. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake.
Right. When the people see the angel, they were shook. But let it be Esau. Hey, I fought three of them. I fought three of those angels. I held them back. They couldn't stop me. I held them back. Esau said he fought three angels with a damn pipe. Like, this nigga lying. The man said he held back three angels with a damn pipe. Well, you're right. A smoke pipe. A crack pipe. Right? He was high as hell, man. Man said he fought and beat three angels with a damn pipe. I think it was a pipe or a stick. But this one man seen an angel, he gave the ghost, he died. Right? Read on.
And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead men.
See, they gave the ghost when they seen the angel. Right? Read on.
And the angel answered and said unto the woman, fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Yahushua who was crucified.
You see? So the angel told Mary, don't be scared, because I know you was sincere, righteous woman. You're trying to keep the commandments. Right? The angel could discern between good and evil. You can't lie to the eyes of the Lord. You know?
And he is not here, for he is risen, as he said.
He is what?
He is risen as he said.
Right. Christ has risen. Now check this. These same angels. Now y'all, let's get Mark chapter 16. Right? And let's go to verse 2.
This is Mark chapter 16 and verse 2, when everybody has to say time. Mark chapter 16 and verse 2. This is Mark chapter 16 and verse 2. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun.
Right. They came unto the grave where Yahushua his body was at the rising of the sun. Right? And guess who was there? Jump to verse 4 now.
Verse number 4. And when they looked, they saw that the stone was rolled away
for it was very great.
So they said the stone was big as hell. That was blocking the cave where Yahushua's body was in. And what did they see with their eyes? You know?
And entering into the sepulchre, they saw a young man.
They saw what?
They saw a young man.
They saw a young man inside the cave where Yahushua was at. Read on.
Sitting on the right side.
Sitting on the right side. And what did he have?
Clothed in a long white garment. And they were afraid.
Yo, you know how gangster that is? They saw an angel. And the angel had a long white garment in the cave. He was chilling. Just chilling. Waiting for Yahushua to wake up. And he was a young man. Right? Looked like he was in his 20s or 30s. Young. Vibrant. Right? In his prime. This is an angel. When the Lord said you're going to have a celestial body, you're going to be perfection. You're not going to be old. You're not even going to be young. You're going to be perfection in your prime. Imagine, calm. Imagine you walking in, you seeing like the big ass rockets blocking this, going to the side, and you walk in and you see a young man just chilling like this. You just chill like that, just wait for your house trying to wake up. Oh, white garment, celestial being with power. The Lord don't lie, man. Man, that's gangster, man. Oh my God. Yo. And look, that's the scriptures. Let's get first Maccabees 14:9. That's the scriptures. And they wait for Yahushua to rise up. And these are immortals. The angels are immortals. Israelites. Right?
That's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 14 and verse 9. When everybody has it, say time. And the ancient men sat all in the streets.
Yo, you know what's funny? They're also the ancient men. Because they're immortal. Like the Most High said with the Ancient of Days. Right? You know?
The ancient of men sat all in the streets, communing together of good things.
And that's the real communion. Communication amongst each other, you know?
And the young men
did what?
Put on glorious and warlike apparel.
Come on. That's that young angel right there, man. In the tomb, just waiting for the Messiah to rise up, just chilling. Glorious and warlike apparel, decked out. Right? Like them same angels that put the beats. Right? The head, shoulders, knees, and toes on Heliodorus. That man was done, man. And there was ever a biblical, scriptural, apocalyptic, right? Desolate, right? Beat down. That's what happened to Heliodorus. He got jumped by 3 angels. And they beat the brakes off of him, man. They beat the brakes off of that man. That man died, came back up, spirit went up to the 3rd heaven. The Lord smacked him back down to the damn body in the vessel of the earth. Got jumped again, woke up and see 2 big ass angels, brolic as hell, young as hell. Oh, snap. Right? Probably see Danielle Gabar and Heliodorus said, oh shit. And went back to sleep. Imagine you wake up and you see Gabar, Danielle, fire and ice. One on the right, one on the left. You get the hammer, you get the sword or the dagger. Right? You get the damn volcano on the right or the iceberg slim on the left. Right? You don't know what to do. You're like, God damn, I ain't gonna make it. Woe is me. Who's gonna deliver me in that day? Right? I seen a brother rip the damn the bottom of the couch like it was chicken. I said, wow, shoot my chicken. Right? Strength for the Lord, man. Imagine that. You know what? We'll go back to
This is Matthew chapter 28 and verse 6. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come see the place where the Lord lay.
Right. He's risen as he has said. Right? And Yahushua even said it himself. Read the one you had in the house. Keep going with that. Yeah. Let's lock it. Mark chapter 16. And jump to verse, let's see. Jump to verse 11.
This is Mark chapter 16 and verse
9.
Verse number 9.
And when Yahushua was risen early, the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene.
Right. He appeared first to Mary Magdalene because she was a woman of belief. She believed in him. God? You know?
Out of whom he had cast 7 devils.
Right, and she was dealing with demons. But she was sincere. She was willing to try. Satan tried to stop her. Hey, Mary Magdalene might be here today in these last days. Could be driving trying to get to one of the feast days, and a damn devil trying to run her off the damn road. But she's still going to be able to make it because it's of that spirit. God? And Mary had to see the Lamb get crucified. Right? But everything's of the Lord, you know?
And she went and told them that had been with him, as they mourned and wept.
You know?
And they, when they had heard that he was alive, and he been seen of her, believed not.
See, they didn't believe, but what happens?
After that he appeared in another form unto 2 of them, as they walked and went into the country.
Right, so he changed his form. Now Yahushua is different. He could change his form to any different way that he wants. He has no restrictions. Right? Like the scripture says, hey, be not careful to entertain angels unaware. You don't know who is who. Right? Drop that real quick and get Matthew chapter 12, verse 40.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 40. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly.
Right, that's what Yahushua said. As Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, you know?
So shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
Right. So he died for 3 days and 3 nights. He was in that grave. You know?
The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, because they repent at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is here.
And that's Yahushua. He resurrected. Right? He fulfilled all the prophecies. And they didn't understand it. They didn't respect it. But guess what? He's come back to get his respect. Because that Son of Man, the resurrection is real. Right? Same thing he did with Lazarus. He told Lazarus, get up, rise up from the dead. And he rose up. That's in John chapter 11. And verse 40 on down. If he could resurrect a man and bring him back to life, what makes you think the Lord can't do the same thing for him? That's why he was also called the Lord of the Sabbath. Because he resurrected on what? The day of the Sabbath. Con? Let's end it off. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. Right? 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. And let's get verse 15.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again.
See, if we believe Yahushua died and rose again, like he just did, you know.
Even so, them also which sleep in Yahushua will God bring with you.
And guess what? You might lose a brother or sister in the truth. You might lose a mother or father, a son and daughter in the truth. But understand, if they pass in his word and his truth, the Lord have mercy on them, the Lord will raise them back again. Con? You had a brother that lost his father this morning, 7 a.m. Literally today. This morning. The man said he woke up and he felt his father was gone. It was funny, the last couple of weeks, he just kept having dreams about songs spoken about dancing with my father. Songs pertaining to, you know, showing love and respect to your father. And he didn't know that was the Lord giving him the warning that he's about to take his house from him. And he lost him today, 7 a.m. Right? And I had to counsel with the brother, like, listen, man, was he in the truth? He said, Con. I said, well, did you see him keeping some of the commandments? I said, Con. I said, brother, you ain't got to worry, man. You ain't got to worry. The Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua got him. Con? While doing the works of the Lord. While he's moving mighty in the spirit. While he's teaching his son to keep the commandments. While showing up to the Passover. And matter of fact, that was the brother that was right out the elevator, making sure he had our backs while we were stuck in the elevator for 40 minutes. He didn't give up on us. Calling the cops, calling the firefighters, making sure we didn't get left stranded in the damn elevator. Everybody banging on the damn elevator, man. Right? You're like, oh my God. How long we got? Oh, they said 10 minutes. Oh my God, man. Where you going? And he's calling, hold on, I got y'all, hold on. All of this. And the brother lost his father this morning today. But we told him, don't worry about it. The Lord got him. Mourn. Go through that process. But understand, you keep the commandments, the Most High got you. Your father's keeping that commandments, the Most High got him. That's in Isaiah chapter 57:1. Some perisheth not even knowing that the Lord is bringing them into the kingdom. Everyone got a different portion. That's a mercy right there. Because of the evil that's coming. What are the evil that's coming? Distress of nations. War. That's what's coming to this place. All different abominations. Depopulation. Distress, dissatisfaction, discontentment among nations. War. Like in 2 Corinthians 9:3. Uproars of the people. That's coming. The uproars that happen in France. Right? The martial law is coming to Chicago. Why do you think all these movies, it always talks about Chicago? Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. This is not a warning. Right? This is not a warning. The missiles is coming straight to Chicago. Right? People are like, God damn, why Chicago? Because it's happening. It's going to come. Same thing in New York. This is all signs. These are all scriptures, man. All throughout the Bible, this is prophecies. We're living in it. Huh? And as we live in it, the Lord is guiding us on how to move, how to maneuver, how to endure. Read on.
For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep.
See, those that passed in this truth, that the Most High got out of here. Because remember, Passover is about sifting. It's about the Lord bringing and the Lord taking. Some is taken away for peace. Some is taken away for destruction. That's why we try to warn our families. Listen, man. Learn you're an Israelite. Keep the commandments. The Most High might have mercy on you. Like me, Yahushua had mercy on that brother that was crucified with him. It was two brothers crucified with Yahushua. One didn't believe in Yahushua. The other one defended Yahushua in seconds. And the Lord said, because of you defending me right in front of this guy for a second, I'm going to make sure you get into the kingdom with me. The man could have been 80 years old. He could have just kept one commandment. He could have been sincere, no, he's an Israelite, and the Lord can have mercy on him. Huh? You never know, man. Don't be scared to try, to put in the effort. Now is the time. You know?
For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first.
You see, the dead in Christ shall rise first. Hold that. Bring what you got.
This is Matthew chapter 26 and verse 18. And he said, go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, the master saith, my time is at hand.
Yahushua knew his time was over. He fought the good fight. That's what we're trying to do today. We're trying to fight that good fight, man. By any means necessary. Khan? Read on.
I will keep the Passover.
He said what?
I will keep the Passover.
So before Yahushua knew he was going to die and get crucified for the nation of Israel, he still made sure he was keeping the Passover. Khan? Read on.
At thy house with my disciples.
Hey, look at that, man. He said, I'm going to the house and I'm going to go keep the Passover with my brothers and sisters. Even if I'm about to die. I'm not going to make no excuses. I'm going to make sure I keep the Passover. Same as with the feast days. A lot of people making excuses, man. Stop the BS. The Lord sees what you can do and what you can't do. If you're able to make it and gather, gather. Khan? Because this is all a sacrifice. And we all making sacrifices, man. We need each other, man. Moments like these, pain, sorrow, suffering, laughs, funerals. You want to be there amongst your brothers and sisters, man. Exhortation. Trials and tribulations, man. We need each other. That's why Yahushua told us to gather together, O nation not desire. Khan? You know?
And the disciples did as Yahushua had
And
pointed
they
them.
followed what he said. Like Yahushua said, keep the commandments, keep the Passover, keep the feast days, gather, be amongst each other. This is important, man. Finish what you had.
This 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together.
Right. We never know who's going to get the ghost the next day. We never know who's going to get martyred. We never know who's not going to be able to be here the next week or the next month. But you want to make sure by the time you leave out of here, you did everything you could to keep into the commandments of the Most High God for the kingdom of heaven. Read on.
Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
You see, that's the goal. We're trying to get up out of here. We're trying to get into them chariots, trying to get into the kingdom. Those that pass in this truth, the Most High already got them. They good. Those that still here, we got to worry about the ones around here now. Because the stuff we're going to have to go through. And we got to be strong. We can't make no excuses. You can't run from your challenges like Jonah tried to. Jonah tried to run from being a prophet of the Lord. The Lord broke him. The Lord broke him. Right? And Jonah became humble, and then he went back and doing the works of the Most High God. Even though he hated it. The Lord said, nigga, I chose you, goddammit. You better go out to the highways and byways and do my part. Do my work. Go prophesy in the highways and byways, rain, sleet, and snow. You better thank God I chose you. I could have put your ass in a damn grave and brought in somebody else that's better than you. Khan? Well, we out here to do the works of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And we got to do it together as a team. Brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, husbands and wives. Everybody got a part to play. Everybody got a job to do. And we got to do our part so we get to the kingdom. Khan? Read on.
Wherefore comfort one another with these words.
See? It didn't say be by yourself. It said comfort one another with these words. Read on. Khan. End it off. Matthew chapter 12, verse 49.
That's the book of Matthew chapter 12 and verse 49. And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold my mother and my brethren.
See, so Yahweh shall say, my mother and my brother are those that what?
For whosoever shall do the will of the Father.
Right. Keep the Passover and not Easter. Read on.
Which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
Khan? This is family. This is how it's supposed to be. Your family are those that's keeping the commandments of the Lord. If they ain't keeping the commandments of the Lord ain't dealing with them. Right. They could be your blood family, but they're not your spiritual family. And we got to worship God in what? In spirit and in truth. With that, all praise Yahweh Shemel Shai.
And don't forget, when in that same token, the Lord also told you that if you put your mother, father, son, or any of them before him, you're not worthy of him.
Right.
So don't get caught up and try to, you know what I'm saying, still stick it out and hold out and wait on your family members to come into this truth before you decide to get right with the Lord.
Right.
Your salvation is your own. You can't save them.
Right. Yeah, you can't save them, man. Matter of fact, end that off. Matthew 19 and 28. No, Matthew 19 and 29. On down.
That's the book of Matthew chapter 19 and verse 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses and brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mothers, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life.
And that's Yahweh Shai saying that. You got to put the Most High Yahweh Shai above everything else. Like in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. The head of every man is Christ. The head of the woman is the man. The head of Christ is God. God? There's order and structure. Most High already set it up through Yahweh Shai. And we got to follow. There's no choosing in between here and there. Nah, you're either in or you're out.
Right.
You're either with the Lord or you're against him. And the way to be with the Lord is by keeping the commandments and gathering. Khan? With that, Kwam Yeshua.
Kwam Yeshua.
Shabbat Pasak. Happy Passover closing, man. Alright, so all praise Yahweh Shemel Shai. We're going to do the anointing prayer all in one shot. Alright? Yeah, we'll keep it calm. We're going to do the anointing prayer all in one shot. Alright? Brothers in the podium, repeat after me. Everybody got their oils? Give a scarf or something. Everybody got their oils, right? Huh? Brothers, repeat after me. This is number 6 and 22. In the Bible, number 6 and 22 to verse 27. That's in the English, right? You read that first. And also as well, we're going to pray upon all of y'all. Meditate on what y'all need for the Most High to help y'all with, mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever y'all need to work on. Only y'all know it. Ask the Most High for that. And we'll just pray for y'all.
Come.
All right, let's get the English first.
This is Matthew, this is Numbers chapter 6 and verse 22. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them.
So the brothers on the podium, repeat after me. Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yashamarika.
Yashamarika.
Yahari Yahweh.
Yahari Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Yahancha.
Ayahancha.
Yashai Yahweh.
Yashai Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Yashamlaka.
Yashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ma'ashem.
Ma'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Shema'ayu.
Shema'ayu.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Kal.
Kal.
Akim.
Akim.
Kal.
Kal.
Akwathim.
Akwathim.
Kal.
Kal.
Banyam.
Banyam.
Yashala.
Yashala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ma'ashem.
Ma'ashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
The wab.
The wab.
Avalon.
Avalon.
Amen.
Amen.
Ha!
Come.
Eat, drink, be merry, a sharper sock, and punish.
Punish.
Come!
I bet y'all watching me on that. Yes, I look good.